Advisory from the EPA warns of a cyber attack on water utilities. Chris Bryant joins us live from Springfield with what and who is behind the attack. Chris?
Yeah, good afternoon. The Environmental Protection Agency sent out this advisory to the Missouri Department of Natural Resources, who then forwarded it to water and wastewater utilities. Now, the group Volt Typhoon, which is a state-sponsored organization in China, is behind the recent attacks. And much like other phishing attacks, this one is in search of information. I spoke with Lance Dorsey with the Missouri Department of Natural Resources, and he said statewide notification is like casting a wide net to let the utilities know.
Disseminate to all the water and wastewater systems, and that's been happening. Probably it's probably on the uptick, but now this is maybe the third message this year.
As you just heard Dorsey say, attacks like this are not uncommon, but what exactly they're fishing for and what type of information they're wanting to get, this advisory does not specify. But for now in Springfield, Chris Bryant, KY3 News.